We recognize Senator Warren via WebEx.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to Admiral Fowler and General Van Herrick for being here today. We appreciate the work that you're doing. General Van Herrick, COVID-19 vaccinations are well underway all across our country, and the DoD is helping people get vaccinated. Each day, millions more Americans are receiving hope in the form of these vaccines as we move closer to defeating this pandemic. But the data show that the vaccines aren't reaching every community equally. Death rates for Black Americans and Native Americans, Native Alaskans, are nearly twice as high as the death rates in white communities. But the vaccines have disproportionately gone to white Americans. Although vaccine demographic data are incomplete at this point, it appears that only about 7% of the 65 million administered doses have gone to Black Americans. So, General Van Herrick, several thousand of the troops you command have been deployed to assist the federal government's vaccination efforts. Can you explain how Northern Command made decisions about the deployment of vaccine teams to ensure that communities of color are getting the vaccines that they desperately need?
Senator, absolutely. United States Northern Command does not make the decision where teams go. That's due through the FEMA process, and we answer to their mission assignment and go to the locations determined by that interagency process.
Fair enough. Do you know if FEMA is prioritizing communities of color?
In my discussions with the acting director, Mr. Fenton, they do take all considerations in from state and local officials, governors that are asking for support, and factoring in those specifics. And based on the need of where the transmission rates are the highest, they do take all that in from my discussions.
Well, it's hard then to explain why we're down at 7% vaccination rate for Black Americans. Can I ask you to commit that in future discussions, as you're talking about how to deploy these teams, that you will support making sure that we're making adequate vaccination efforts in communities of color?
Senator, I commit to you that I'm agnostic with regards to where we provide support, and I'll work closely with the FEMA team to make sure we do that.
Well, I'd like to hear that you're not agnostic, but that you're really committed to helping in the communities of color that are being hit hardest and where we're seeing the highest death rates. You know, I'm also concerned. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I apologize. I am fully committed. I thought I said that the second part.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I hope so. I'm also concerned about reports of Russian misinformation campaigns against the vaccine that are aimed at reducing the number of Americans willing to get vaccinated. Can you just say a word about what strategies is Northern Command using to combat this misinformation?
Senator, it's an information and education campaign primarily within our own forces. I'm happy to report to you that we have approximately 85% acceptance rate within the command. In my discussions with the Secretary of Defense and within the interagency, we've talked and shared the lessons learned about how to educate and also exploit or expose the disinformation. So I think that's crucial to combine both the education aspect and exposing the disinformation.
Oh, thank you. You know, this pandemic hasn't affected all Americans equally. Black and brown communities have disproportionately suffered from COVID-19, and its effects will likely be felt for years. Northern Command and the federal government's vaccination efforts must prioritize the hardest hit communities, and I hope that you will continue to work hard to ensure that the vaccine goes to those who need it most. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Warren. Senator Tillis, please.